views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Let me be your lighthouse so I can show you the way. Let me be your shining light, I'll keep you from drifting away. I'm the one that makes you try when...
Terry Dorn is my co-host here today. This is Patty Hunter, Patty's Page, welcoming our special guest, Pimyotamah Hartleroad.
Yep. Hello, Patty.
And on the phone is our Terry Dorn. How are you, Terry?
I'm doing all right, Patty. Thank you.
You're welcome. We got a lot of questions for Pimyotamah. Would you rather I say Pim or Pimyotamah, the whole name?
Well, Pimyotamah means the thing that passes by, you know, that has a lot of meaning. That's
So I
actually...
say the whole name.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. First off, what does that mean in Miami?
That's the thing that passes by.
Like what?
And, well, it's said to be sort of like a spiritual thing, like, it's said to be like a spirit passing by, some sort of energy, a force. It's actually a familial name that was passed down to me. Let's see here. I believe 6 generations back was the last Pimyotamah. So, you know, that's just a name that's been carried through the family through generations.
So where was he situated?
I believe he was in Kansas. Yeah.
Wow.
Because the last ancestor who moved back to Indiana, I think was about 4 generations back. That was, he was a Godfroy. He moved back.
Godfroy?
Yes, he moved back from Kansas.
You know Kayla?
Kayla?
Godfroy?
That sounds familiar.
She's been on our show.
Yeah?
We're friends with her. Oh my. Small world, kid.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of relatives everywhere.
Oh, my stars. She's a beautiful...
On a show, 2015, and she danced. And it was beautiful. And that, and doing research for it, it was about Anthony Wayne's legacy, which to me is very bad, and the Crime and Square part of it, and doing research, I found this quote from Little Turtle. Anyway, that's my inspiration for river drums. Miami heritage, the rivers, and then I expanded it to include heritage of any and all ethnic groups. So I was very happy to have you at River Drums because I have been trying to get Miami to participate without any luck. But you were worth the wait. You were great.
Thank you so much. I was really happy to be there. I mean, you know, a lot of our culture around here, you know, a lot of our education is centered around, you know, colonialism and what America has done. And we're never really taught, you know, the other side of the story. So whenever we get the opportunity to put ourselves out there, to put our culture out there, our history, you know, our viewpoints, you know, that's super important because we don't really get that side too often.
That was exactly my thinking when I founded River Drums. So thank you. I'm very glad you liked it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
I got a
warn...
lot of compliments on your performance. And, you know, our family still way back over 20 years ago because your dad, Jay, was lead drummer for the Miamis. I think their name was Painted Turtle Singers and Dancers. And he was such a joy to work with. So you are perfect.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that.
I was wondering, where were you born and raised?
So I was born in Auburn, Indiana, actually. Usually I say, you know, I'm from Fort Wayne because this is where I've lived for the longest. I moved here when I was 7 years old.
Mm.
And, I first started public school here. So, whenever I introduce myself, in my traditional language, I say, Kikayongonje Emanutiane. Fort Wayne is where I'm from.
Kikionga.
Kikiyanga, yeah. The traditional word for it is Kikayonge.
Kikayonga.
Yeah.
That wasn't hard. Kikayonga. What does that mean in English?
I'm not exactly
Well,
sure.
just anyways, what does it mean?
But it does refer to the city of Fort Wayne, or the fort of Fort Wayne.
Oh. Well, Mad Anthony.
Yeah.
Hey, Terry, you got a question?
Well, I was just going to add about Kikianga, and I think a lot of people, following up on what you said, don't even know about Kikianga, how the settlement became Fort Wayne through conquering, and what you said was really good about how important it is to get the other side of the story, because it's not very well told, and it's not very well known either. And you were so good, have you heard from our audio guy? He wanted to record you.
Yeah, I have. We're talking right now. We're emailing back and forth, just sharing some ideas.
Well, I'm very happy about that, because that will expand your influence beyond River Dunks. Of course, we videotaped, and that will be available at some point. And so, yeah, it was just great.
Yeah.
So, the difference between the Oklahoma, Miami, and here, one is legal?
Well, so I'm a member of the Miami Tribe of Oklahoma,
Yeah.
and that is a federally recognized tribe.
Right.
And the Miami Nation of Indiana is, I believe it's state recognized. It's not federally recognized
Oh.
yet, but there's a lot of history in between, our two people. But technically, we are the same.
So really, what so, you're into music, eh?
Oh yeah, definitely.
How old were you when you first started any musical instruments?
Well, I mean, since I could remember, really, I was on the drum with my father. He was one of the main influences on me trying to learn our traditional songs and, ways of singing. And, I brought that with me throughout my entire life. When I started going to school, I started to become a percussionist, on snare drum. And then in high school, I joined a jazz band.
Oh.
I was on the drum kit for 3 years, and since then, I've picked up bass, singing, piano. I play a lot of different kinds of instruments.
A man of many talents.
Oh yeah.
So singing. Who taught you how to sing proper? To sing. You have a good lungs.
Yeah. Well, I've always really known how to sing, from those teachings I got back when I was a kid, I have had like different kinds of teachings and ways of like, jazz singing, because I was in jazz choir as well in high school.
So what genre are you now?
What genre am I? I couldn't tell you. I mean, I'd say I'm traditional, the kind of stuff I did at Promenade. But, I like to experiment and go into different kinds of genres of music, I guess.
As long as you just don't spread yourself thin, then you don't know where you're at. Sorry. So do you compose your work?
Many of the songs that I do sing are traditional songs that have been composed by other people, but they're very important songs, like the Miami Land song and the drum song. Those are in our language, and I sing those because they are in our language, so I can show people what it sounds like, the original language of this land is. But I do also compose some of my songs.
So you mix Miamian with English?
Yes, absolutely.
I love that.
Oh yeah, It's great.
So both sides can say, hey, what he's talking about. And what do you basically talk about in your wonderful singing?
Let's see here.
Spiritual world?
So the drum song is, it's like kind of like a powwow style song where we're calling in all of the people who want to dance, who want to sing. Miami Land songs about Pimyotamah or the Miami Land, all the kinds of things you're going to see in Indiana or in Ohio or even in Kansas or Oklahoma where some of us reside. Wherever there is Miami people is Pimyotamah. And then round dances, my one round dance, Bewitched, is in English. And usually they are. And that allows you to just kind of communicate with a broader range of people.
Terry, do you have a question?
Well, I was just going to say that one of our staff people, River Drums, called you. This is a great compliment, I think. Frank Sinatra, the Miami Tribe.
Frank Sinatra. That's actually really funny because Bewitched, the round dance that I sung, was inspired off of Bewitched that Frank Sinatra sang.
Oh,
actually.
no.
Yeah.
Small world, everything coming in circle. Oh, my stars. Did you hear that, Terry?
Yeah. Her name's Jody. Let's give her credit.
Very good point.
Who came up with that. I liked it a lot.
So,
Beautiful singer.
Thank you.
As a ambassador for your Miami tribe, and so I think it's very appropriate.
what is your mission in life right now?
In life?
Unity?
Really, it's just putting myself out there in a way where it's not like entirely about myself, but to just give that medicine, that energy to people who may need it, to educate people, to give people a different view of things, and just to learn as much as I can about other people as well. So.
Sure. We're all one human race.
Yeah. Exactly.
Got to get along with each other. It would be nice. So, COVID. Do tell me what you did during that time. Still is going on, isn't it? Or is it lessening for you?
Well, let's see here. I had planned to go to university around that time. I'd gotten a job, and then all that was just kind of gone. So for the longest time, I was in a really bad place. But also at that time, I had been going through a big change in my life. The way I viewed the world, the way I viewed myself.
Yeah.
I'd actually cut my hair short right before COVID.
And it grew.
So yeah, and I let it grow back out.
That's what, 3 years? 2 years? 3. Holy mackerel, 3 years?
Almost.
Oh my
So
goodness.
yeah, and that's a way indigenous people when we cut our hair for a lot, that's kind of like a sign of mourning or like a sign of change because a lot of energy is stored in your hair.
Just like the Chinese.
Yeah. And when we cut that, it's kind of like a sign of change. So
You're back to normal?
Yeah, well, in a different way.
Yes.
I did it because I wanted to improve myself and to change my way of thinking because I was in a bad place.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But you're okay now?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah.
What does your family think about you being a musician and all?
Oh, they love it. I always hear great things from my family, my dad, my mom, my grandma. They're really proud of me and, all of the things that I've accomplished, all of the music I've made and performed. And so...
Oh, Terry, you got a question?
Yes, to that. I was living in Garrett and my daughter is your age. And so we hung out a bit with your dad and mother at that time, especially your dad. And they were both at River Drums. Your mom took some pictures for us. I have a picture of me with your dad, and somebody else took a picture of me with your mom. But yeah, they're very proud of you, and they should be.
Bang on.
Yeah.
You have a drum. Where did
Yes.
that come from? I rhymed. All right.
So this is, in my language, this is akikwa.
Atikwa.
So me and my dad made this drum
Sure.
when I started to.
Is that real true?
It's painted on. Yeah.
I see that in your arm. You got a turtle.
Yeah. So this is
I should
a.
have worn my turtle necklace and earrings.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
What did
We
you
could have
do?
matched.
Why couldn't you remind me? Anyways.
Yeah, this is a traditional symbol. We have it on our IDs, and basically, it's Mishkanachkwa, the painted turtle,
Right.
and then Chechachkwa, the sandhill crane, which is a very important symbol for our people.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the face right there. It could be an ancestor or a relative, it could be anyone. But
So that's a turtle holding the world,
that is one of the stories.
traveling around the moon, sun. I mean, something. I used to know what it meant.
Well, in our traditional story, there was a world before this one, which all of the animals lived in, and it flooded. So then all of the animals got on Turtle's back, and they were trying to figure out what to do. And then, they kept going down into the waters to try and retrieve some earth to put on the turtle's back so they could create a new world. So the turtle is a
Yeah.
really important symbol.
You know something? Every culture has the flood.
Yeah. It is interesting. It's just that, that story that's been passed down and changed so many times, which, connects us.
Yeah, connects everybody, really. So, hey, Tara, we're going to do some drumming here. Kiddo, what do you think?
Do what?
You're going to do some drumming.
Oh, great.
Let her rip. Find them, too. You have to hold it all. Oh, yeah. Okay, one. Wowzer.
Excellent.
What do you think, Tara?
Fabulous.
Fabulous, darling.
Love it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, as always. Hey, that was good. What is that?
That's the drum song. So it's Hoche mito senyake, is like, hey, all of the people. Cheke, all the people.
Yeah.
Listen. We're gathering We're coming to sing, we're coming to dance. And that's that powwow style song where
It
you're calling
opens it
in all
up?
the people.
Opens all the people to come.
Yes. It's like the announcement.
What do you think, Derek?
I think he's a really terrific ambassador for his people, for the Miami tribe. You know, you asked about Oklahoma, Indiana, Miami. The way that happened was after Anthony Wayne conquered Kitianga and changed the name from Kitianga, a beautiful name, to a military name, Fort Wayne. Miami's in Indiana were removed by force by American soldiers loaded onto canal boats to Oklahoma. And that's why there's a split in the two. It's the same tribe, so I didn't word that correctly. But anyway, that's why there's Miami's in Oklahoma and Miami's in Indiana. And it's a mystery why the Miami's in Indiana have not received federal recognition.
And is it like the Trail of Tears?
In a way, basically, yeah. It was our version. Some families were allowed to stay. That's why we have like the Richardvilles and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
He had plenty of houses around here. He was a very important figure for the people. He was extremely smart in the way he dealt with business, regarding the Americans. And he fought for a lot of our traditional homelands to keep them. And then when he passed away, like, it just...
Everything fell apart. Well...
Yeah, that's a good point, but there's still a lot of Miami's in Indiana, so...
Absolutely.
Clarify that not all of Miami's were removed, but a lot. And the Richardville house in Waynedale, which is where you live in that area, so people can go out. There's a lot of programs there that feature Miami heritage and art and culture, and there's also one in Huntington, I believe, the Richardville house.
Oh. So...
Or the outskirts of Huntington, not right in the town. I've been there, but anyway, again, you're terrific representative of Miami history, culture, art. So thank you. Thank you again for being part of River Dumps.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Tecumseh. Was he in Miami?
Tecumseh was...
Tecumseh. Sorry.
He was not Miami. He was Shawnee. So they're down south. And he was a very important figure in uniting all of the tribes. He went all the way down to the south to the Gulf, all the way up into Minnesota, Michigan, uniting all those tribes together. He knew so many languages. He could speak to so many different kinds of people.
A genius.
Yes, really. And yeah, that's why he's an extremely important figure in history.
Your leader. Oh, ouch. Your leader of the tribe. What was his name many moons ago?
We've had many chiefs, and chiefs are just kind of like people who have shown their ability to lead, and so the people put their faith in that person. It isn't exactly hereditary or anything like that.
Oh yeah, like the queen.
Yeah, but one of our very important chiefs, who there's a statue of in the city, is Mishikanahqua, or Chief Little Turtle.
Little Turtle.
Yeah.
That's right. And the thing you have around your necklace.
Yeah. So this is a medicine wheel.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a compass. It shows the four directions in
Northeast, southwest.
Yep. In which we honor.
Fire, sun,
and
water.
it also represents the different stages of life. So to the east we have yellow, the rising sun. That's when you're born. You come into this world through the east.
Yeah.
And then to the south we have green, or it can be blue. So I chose a teal, kind of right down the middle.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. That south represents growth, kind of like nature. That's when you become kind of like a toddler, adolescent. You know, you're starting to grow, you're starting to learn more about the world and your place in it.
Yeah.
And then to the west, we have red, which is the color of you're grown now, you become a warrior, or you start to fulfill your place within your people. And then to the north, we have black, which is the color of the elders, the teachers who pass down that knowledge to the younger generations.
And the tassels.
The tassels, yeah, this is a very traditional style of kind of decorating things. You know, you have the silver cones with the horsehair.
Oh, that's horsehair?
Yes.
Is it dyed?
Yes, it's dyed.
It better be, you know, kind of with a red horse.
Got some freaky horses out
That's
here.
so interesting. Do you,
And I made this.
you made this. I'm
Yes.
just going to ask. That is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Wowzer. Got anything to say? We're almost at the end of the story.
Well, just what I've said before, that he's a great representative of Miami tribe, but beyond that, you know, the theme of River Drums is we're all one people. So, in representing the Miami tribe, he's also representing all of us.
Yes.
That we have more in common, certainly, than we do differences, and we need to honor that. And that's what he's doing.
And the Three Rivers? Yeah.
Well, Three Rivers, you know, Fort Wayne is famous for Three Rivers, and its second name is Three Rivers, not official name, but our organization's called Three Rivers Art Center for Kids. And a lot of the different cultures in Fort Wayne is very rich in ethnic groups. And a lot of them came on the Three Rivers. And the Miamis, and especially when they had their settlement with other tribes, and they were the main tribe of Kitianga, the river was the transportation, their form of transportation, was a livelihood, fishing. So rivers have played a great part. And my brother at River Drums wrote a song, a poem, and a flute poem, and he called it Three Rivers, One Love. I really like that. I think it captures what we're talking about today. So thank you again for what you're doing and for being part of River Drums.
Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank you, Pimyotamah.
Thank
Said
you.
it right?
Yes.
I don't know how long I practiced on that name.
Oh yeah.
But it's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
And your last name, what does that mean?
Hartleroad.
Hartle?
I believe it's British.
British. Oh,
Yes.
right. Anyways, it's pity. Anyways, this is Patty Hunter on Patty's Page. We had a wonderful half hour with Pimyotamah and with Terry Dorn, my co-host. Thank you, Terry.
My pleasure, Patty. Thanks for having me.
Nice to be had. No. See you next week and God bless. Bye-bye.
Godspeed, my love, until we meet again. You're always in my heart and every dream. Don't let this time apart give in to all our fears. God will keep us close from up above. So until we meet again, Godspeed, my love. God is with us always, for the rest of all our lives.